The views expressed in this presentation are those of the hosts and guests and do not represent the views of any lodge, Grand Lodge, appended body, or any other person or persons whomsoever.
Brethren, we are at Refreshment.
I'm a cool guy, right? You know, we're cool. He's like, yeah. He's kind of weird.
Like that, just a bunch of old guys eating hashed over crock pot food. And well, you're just not high enough up in the conspiracy.
Oh, yeah. And the potentate is right where you are. And what does he do? He just starts laughing his ass off. Welcome to the At Refreshment Masonic Video Podcast. I'm your host, Wesley Reuter. And this is your place, well, maybe not for libations today, but this is your place to listen to us. So let's introduce everyone else. Over to my right, we got
Brock from Raven 303.
Confirmed.
Yoshi, Villa Park Lodge, number 1113.
Hi, I'm Marty.
And our guest today is
Brother Carlos Hernandez, Illumination Lodge number 5, Bloomingdale, Illinois.
welcome
back,
Carl.
man.
Thanks.
For coming back on the show. We didn't scare you away or anything like that. So
It's always a pleasure.
I think isn't he like our most viewed episode?
I think so.
yes,
I think
yes.
so.
Other than the pilot, yes, he's the most viewed.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, that's probably why we brought you back, Carl.
Yes, once again, you're looking at
Dude,
confused.
how much money does Manny's have to change the trial club like this so often?
I'm starting to think that Manny's just kicked us out. Once again, the Trial Club has moved for this episode and maybe a couple others. We're at Villa Park Lodge 1113 in Villa Park, Illinois, filming this episode. We couldn't get to Manny's.
Yeah.
Manny's had something going on. Oh, yeah, before anyone freaks out,
Yeah.
it is sparkling wine. Just
Disclaimer.
No, it's sparkling grape juice, not sparkling
sparkling
wine.
grape juice, sparkling wine, whatever.
Pour a little out for Hiram.
For my brother Hiram.
Yep.
Oh, I got some money. Sorry.
Oh, have fun. Don't worry about my pouring situation. You want a little?
Go ahead. Thank you. Thank
Sauce
you,
there,
bro.
Daddy?
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
It's not alcoholic.
It's not,
It's not alcoholic, so drink all the way. And we got pizza coming too. So today's episode, we're going to talk about Masonic travels or travels to different places in general. So Carl here, you travel a lot out of anyone, at least I know personally or on Facebook, that does a lot of Masonic travels. And I know some of it has to do with the business. But
Right.
other than the business side, what is your most favorite place Masonically to visit?
Masonically, I think my favorite place to visit is down south, Louisiana. We've gone to see a couple degrees down south, and I must say their degrees are just impressive. We saw a first degree, and I've seen a second degree down there as well. Those degrees, they're French Rite degrees.
The red degrees?
Right, the red degrees.
Yeah.
And
I've wanted to see that.
Yeah.
So it's
I
like
heard-
Scottish
yeah.
Rite Blue Lodge degrees?
Yeah, what are red degrees?
It's-
Red degrees.
Well, things are done more on a traditional level. We've kind of watered down Masonry, and things there are just, they really leave an impression on the mind.
Wow, that's cool.
Even here in the States, we've
Yeah.
watered it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, it just, you get a different feel for it. Especially, you get another appreciation for the craft when you travel.
It's true.
I think in essence, we take that term traveling men. We take it and we just don't really apply it. I mean, it's one of the most important aspects of Masonry.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you, brother, because that's like one of my favorite things about when you finally do, when you're raised to the sublime degree of a Master Mason, you earn that right to travel, and every Master Mason should do that. You should travel to lodge, state to state, country to country. You earn that right, and that is an important thing of in my opinion in Freemasonry. I mean we've done 2 trips now for Masons across the nation.
Yeah, there was a Vegas 32 and Naval Lodge number 4 in DC.
Yeah, and those were great trips. seeing those different lodges, beautiful lodge rooms. I mean, like take your breath away lodge rooms, man.
Yeah.
Like they truly were. Just travel. You earned that right. Travel.
Even if it's just the lodge up the street from
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Right. It doesn't have to be far. You just go meet different brothers, get different ideas.
And that's so
what's going
huge.
on.
And it's something that's really downplayed. Recently, a brother, who's actually a member of this lodge, was kind of talking to me, and I don't want to say it was a bad conversation, but he said, I thought there'd be more. And I was like, well, dude, how many lodges have you been to? Well, none. Like, how many symposiums or books have you read, or what personal research have you done? Well, 0. And I'm like, dude, if you just show up to, stated meetings are the least Masonic thing we do. I mean, watching us vote to pay Comcast isn't that big of a deal.
Yep.
Yeah, there's important business about the day-to-day happenings of how we run the particular financials of our lodge and the rentals and everything we do here, but Masonry is education, Masonry is meeting people, Masonry is fellowship, and the best way to really enlighten yourself and meet new people is just go.
Exactly.
And show up, and everyone's going to be happy to see you.
Yeah.
So, when you went to Louisiana, what was it? Just a lodge or Grand Lodge, Scottish Rite? What was it?
Well, my lodge, Illumination Lodge, does a traveling third every year. What we do is we'll go perform a third degree at another lodge in another state. This coming up in 2020, we're going to Scotland.
Oh, cool.
So every brother out there is more than welcome to join us. We're going sometime in September. We haven't set a date yet.
You picking up the tab for everybody?
Yeah. All right.
But it's we were at Trois Polaires #1 in New Orleans in Albert Pike's Lodge, and we were supposed to actually do my third degree there, but it ends up there was like 7 of us that were going to have the third degree conferred, but we couldn't do it. We didn't get dispensation in time, so we ended up not doing it. So luckily, the brothers at Trois Polaires were kind enough to perform a first degree for us, and they had an exemplar. And it was just amazing. I mean, any brothers that have seen it know what I'm talking about. And it's just, when you think of Masonry leaving an impression on the mind, I was a fellow craft when I went, and just seeing this again, I was just like, wow, my mind was blown. It was like, why didn't I go through that? Which leads you to, to realize, hey, there's something being done differently. Even though when we travel, we see the same masonry, in other words, but things are done a little different at each jurisdiction.
Are they a 3-letter or 4-letter?
I believe they're 3, if I'm not mistaken.
And that again, that's the beauty of it. It's just those little differences. Yeah. They throw you off. They do a little bit. Like when we went to what was it, Vegas?
Vegas 32.
Vegas 32. Okay, now, we do certain, there's, what's the word I'm looking for?
I think we talked about this on the show.
Did we?
before.
Okay, have we?
Where you were like,
I know we're running out of time.
Before we even got started.
Yes, there we go. Yeah, they did the Dugard and the signs and everything before our feet were even fixed. And we're like, okay.
Yeah, they do their Dugard signs like everyone's got to go.
Yeah,
like meters out of parking. Like 30 Dugards, we got to roll.
Yep. But again, that's the beauty of it. It is the same, but it's just those little differences,
little nuances.
Yeah,
but things that you can learn and bring them back to your own lodge, and apply it to.
No, it's true.
Newer stuff that we're doing.
There's a lot of things. Well, not a lot, but there are a few things that are not ritual, that are just lodge etiquette or lodge
tradition.
There we go.
Yeah.
Traditions. There are things in the book that are done that they're not taught in the book. They're taught by your brothers in lodge.
Yeah, the real traditions
Berlin
like that
Lodge
get lost.
sings.
Really?
You told me that.
Yeah,
yes,
they
I want to.
sang
Yeah,
on their closing, and I forgot what song it was, and I want to say it was "Old Lang Syne," but I know it wasn't.
Huh?
But I didn't know what was happening, but everyone burst into song. It was creepy.
But we were talking earlier about degree music and music during degrees and things like that. We went to the Valley of Madison not too long ago, and was that in Madison that they had the guy that sang? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, what was he singing?
I'm not sure.
No,
but
it was. It was Madison.
Yeah,
Was
it
it
was.
just guttural noises?
No. He was a very good singer, but
He sang the Star Spangled Banner.
Well, that was
but
one,
He, sung. I can't remember. It was
Old Town
second,
Road?
third, or fourth.
No, definitely not.
He sung the first verse second, and then one of the other verses, one of the other
A lost
three
verse or
verse,
something
no,
like that.
one of the other three verses
Oh,
of the
the
song
first
that we don't sing.
Yeah, something like that.
So he sang
there's
it
a
by
whole other
himself
one-
first.
Yeah, there is.
And then
Yeah.
he sung the first verse that everyone knows.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, but it was cool though. He was really good.
Was that
it
like
was something
on the,
completely
Was that on the
different.
opening?
no, that was at the end.
Yeah, something like
is it-
that. But it was
kind of
part,
like
it
how
was
they
kinda
used to
just
do
a
like
finish.
the national anthem to close TV back in the day.
Maybe.
Was that the shtick?
I don't know.
I can't really say because being in the degree, it was something that we don't see here.
Yeah.
Right on.
Okay.
Here in at least the Chicago Valley. At least
Yeah.
I haven't seen it done this
Yeah.
way here in Chicago
You
Valley.
guys have gone to a couple valleys though recently.
Yes.
Yeah, we're hitting them up, man.
Good. That's good.
Yeah, quite a few.
No, that's really good. I mean,
way
that,
to
you know,
sound excited about that, Barack.
Well, I'm just saying, when you hit 3 weekends in a row, you're like, oh man, I got another one coming this weekend. You're like,
Yeah,
dude, I had to take,
a lot
I had to
of
take this
travel out
weekend
here.
off, man.
Yeah.
This past weekend, I was like, I was out this Saturday.
You did a command?
I did. Dude, I was part of the Order of the Temple. They put me to work in Joliet. They put me to
gosh,
work.
yes.
Great.
I've been a Templar like 2 weeks, and they put me to work.
Oh yeah.
Good, good.
But
You were all doing
but-
Masonic stuff. I was on vacation.
Yeah, but no, but yeah, I understand.
And then
what
I
you're
had
saying.
lodge
3
meeting,
weekends
yeah.
in a row, like was all Masonic stuff. Like this coming weekend, I'm not doing this is the only thing Masonic I'm doing this whole week. I'm not doing anything
Yeah,
else.
my next week is the only week I have so far since for a month that I don't have any Masonic meetings. It's a little weird, but
It seems like refreshing. Then you're gonna get to that week and halfway, and you're gonna start tripping out. You don't have to
Yeah.
be somewhere.
No, I'm looking forward to it.
hey, I
I'm
got the
looking
new
forward to it.
Final Cut, so I'm going to be trying to edit better, or some better videos, man. And then I got a little lens for on my back of my iPhone, so hopefully that'll give us some wide angle shot. So hey, look out for that, man. That's coming.
You know what? I wanted to touch back on because we're talking about music and singing in lodge. I mean, there is an organist chair. That is an officer's chair.
Yes, it is.
And
it doesn't. You necessarily
rarely
have to
see
be
it.
an organist. You can
Play guitar,
whatever
or
you can
whatever.
musically.
But
You
I
feel
mean,
like an
but
EDM
seriously, how
DJ.
many times have you really gone to? How many lodges have you gone to and actually seen an organist?
Yep.
3.
A couple times.
Pineapple.
Yeah.
Pineapple.
Yeah.
I mean,
brother.
He likes to play with his organ.
shaboing, man. Yeah,
No,
dig
okay.
man.
man.
All right.
Yeah, dig man.
Being a member at Hinsdale.
I was gonna say, that's one of the
my
lodges
first
I've seen.
installation. I was sitting there when they busted out in the song. I'm like, just never seen it before. Now that I've seen it, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna be surprised about it.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, we're talking about music in Masonry. And you have to remember the senses play a very important part in Masonry.
Yeah.
And we've kind of taken all that out. I mean, even incense, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be using incense during our ritual, and we don't. I mean, for fire hazards or whatever it is. that
Or
we
even
do.
candlelight.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the burning tapers are not burning anymore.
No.
They're light bulbs.
Yeah.
Things
I
like
saw
that.
actual burning ones like a month ago at
Yeah.
Sunrise Lodge.
Well, I can tell you why we don't use burning tapers.
Why?
Because I've actually seen somebody knock over the burning tapers.
Oh my
almost onto a
God! Are you
candidate.
serious?
Onto
Yes.
a candidate. Oh no.
It was the senior naked. He goes, he's trying to switch his hand real quick, and he hits it with the rod. And he catches it just before.
That little bit of
All I'm
wax,
gonna say,
though.
though, is
Everyone's like,
you light a candidate on fire, you're gonna have a pretty good time.
Yeah.
More light.
Yeah, more light. Oh, jeez.
But where else besides Louisiana that brings a bell that you enjoy, had a really good time?
As far as Masonically goes, we've traveled as far as my lodge goes. We've done a lot of different places. House of the Temple is always nice.
Yes.
Nice place to visit.
yeah.
I've sat in on a couple things while I've been traveling for business. I'll have the wife man the table, and I'll go sit in, at a reunion or something like that.
Yeah.
You do Masonicon, right? Out on the East Coast?
We do, yeah. There's quite a few Masonicons popping up.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
there's one in Chicago coming.
Yeah, there's one coming up now.
Brewing.
It's great because, I mean, I was part of the first one that actually took off, the Masonicon over in Attleboro, Massachusetts.
Yeah, that one feels like the big one to me.
Yeah, that was the one.
yeah,
that was the one that kind of.
Do you travel with that? Do you go where they go, or
It's always in the same spot. That one, and it's just growing now. I've been to the Texas one. They're
the
popping up
Lodge
all over the place.
149 or whatever. What is it? 148, something like that. Fort Worth.
Yeah.
It doesn't. That's cool.
Yeah.
They got a good podcast. Yeah.
No, okay.
Which podcast they got?
I think it's called like Lodge 149 or something like 148, whatever the number of the
It's
lodge
your
is.
story,
Yeah.
Are they on that Masonic Podcast Facebook group we're in?
I'm not sure.
Masonic Podcast Network? No, I don't know.
Honestly, if you were
Maybe I don't know.
a lot of great podcasts out there.
There are.
There's so many.
There are
There's
a lot of great
There's a
podcasts.
few new ones that are. There's one that's in the works right now that I just heard rumors of, and then there's another one that just came out that I seen on iTunes from somewhere in Southern California. That's really good too.
Yeah.
They had.
okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
No.
Go. I was just gonna say they had good guests. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So in your travels, I know you've been on other shows and stuff, and how has that been doing shows, like podcasts and stuff, talking about masonry in your travels and stuff?
I think it's great. I mean, the more outlets we have to express ourselves and to communicate and to show the public who we are, that face that the public is seeing, because these podcasts are not just for Masons. Anyone can access them. I think it's great. I think it's a great thing for Masonry as well as the Masonicons go, things like that. It's a progressive movement where we're taking Masonry to the next level. In other words, we're bringing in those crowds of younger Masons that are interested in these topics, these esoteric topics, and Masonry itself is revolutionary.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing. I believe that's what we're all doing.
Yeah.
Even this podcast here, we're all the brothers in this room. We're revolutionizing the craft right now.
Well,
as we speak.
we're trying to grow, let people know that it isn't that whole,
The cloak and dagger. Man.
I mean, that's really the reason why we started this. We wanted to show everybody, that we're not the freaking boogeymen that
Then
that
Dave
everyone
already
thinks.
had all the equipment.
That too. That too.
That helped.
Or hey, do you want to do a show? Dave? Yeah, okay. Well,
Yeah, okay, whatever. I don't care.
whatever.
I'm Dave. I'll do whatever.
So, how many different Grand Lodges have you been to?
I think I do on a yearly basis about 6 different Grand Lodge events.
Nice.
The same ones, or do you try?
Yeah, the
different?
same ones. We're trying to add more. It's just logistically, it's a nightmare. I don't have pins where I can just pack everything into one suitcase and fly everywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
I've got a truckload
Yeah,
of
you got a
stuff.
truckload,
that I
so you gotta
haul
do a lot
around.
of driving.
Got to do a lot of driving.
Yeah.
The most we've done now, I think, is about 15 hours. So we'll go 15 hours in any direction.
Wow.
We're trying to make it out to California. That's a long haul. They've invited us out there a couple times for their Esotericon.
Oh man, I wanted to go to that so bad, and I wanted to go to that the premiere. Man, there were so many cool people that went to
Yeah,
that
that was
movie
actually
premiere.
pretty
sweet. Yeah, watching
the
that,
red
yeah.
carpet. I'm like,
Dude,
oh,
that was so cool.
Yep.
I wish we could have gone to that.
Did you go to that?
No. I have not yet done anything in California.
Okay.
We are looking forward to it. We're getting a bigger van, so we'll be able to,
There you
move
go.
about a little
Hike it
bit.
out.
But if anyone wants us to come out to their event, if they've got, a Masonicon, a symposium, a Grand Lodge event, reach out to us. And, if you're within driving distance, we'll make the drive out there.
Cool. I know we're going to be trying to get into 2020 Masonicon that's coming here, and
We're in. We just got to send them a check, I think.
that's it.
I think.
yeah.
I got like an email. They're like, yeah, you're in. Here's what you owe us for all your.
I was going to say you already,
okay.
you already gave him a secret handshake.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I give them the old.
You give them the little, you know what I'm saying. Hey, you can't see this. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
right?
give them the old Hollywood up and
Okay,
down.
there you go. Just wanted to make sure.
But no, we'll be involved with that, and they're working really hard on that. It looks really cool.
Yeah, the guest list is
What are we?
crazy.
What are we doing? We just gonna have a table, or we?
I believe so,
Are we
yeah.
just gonna?
I thought we were just going to get drunk and crash the place.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
don't. Whatever.
I
I
be
don't.
there like emitting our energy.
Yeah. Pass out a couple of coins.
So, Carl, admitting Illinois
Get that
for this
right.
question, because I know this is your hometown. It's all of our hometowns. Out of all the Grand Lodges you went to, did you find any to be surprisingly more into what you're bringing to the table or hospitable than others? Like, don't say if one was like bad or everyone looked at you like weird, but like which one did you really feel like a lot of love at? And lead Illinois out.
Yeah, but you get the most love here, so you could just leave Illinois out.
Yeah, Illinois. My Illinois brothers. I've got to say, I've got the most love for my Illinois brothers.
All that love.
Yeah. But as far I really can't complain as far as feeling welcomed and whatnot. I think it's great. Just seeing all the brothers, all the fans. I've got people that'll drive an hour, 2 hours just to come out and see us. I've had brothers not even buy anything, just want to come and shake my hand, which means a lot to me personally. I mean, I love it. I love meeting fans, meeting people, and it's just
I was a fan before I met you, man. The first time I saw you, I was like, hey, that's that dude from the internet.
You know what? Honestly, to be totally honest with you, like it's a weird feeling.
It is.
It's like, we've had a couple of brothers. We've actually had that opportunity a few times to meet, brothers. They're like, hey, you're the guy from that podcast. And I'm like, what?
I'm like,
oh yeah, wait a minute.
People are actually watching this?
And it's a humbling but awesome feeling. It is. It really, truly is.
Carl, I don't even remember how I met you.
I think, was it a symposium or something like that?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I feel like you've always been.
Yeah.
It was just like there.
Right.
Yeah, no,
we just showed up.
Yeah, I feel like you've just been my dude for like 7 years.
He's like
now.
I know.
He's like
I'm pretty sure I met him. I met you through him. I think it was you. God. The pin. The pin, the one, your lapel pin, the raised lapel pin. Like, he had one. I'm like, oh, dude, where'd you get that? And he said, you. And then, like, he showed me your stuff. And I'm like, oh, my God. Like, this is great. Yeah. And then you just different events and everything. And then I remember his installation, you came and set up shop and just fell in love with all your stuff, man. I mean, you bro, your work is just amazing, man.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, I see guys from all over the nation.
Yeah.
Wearing your stuff. I'm like, hey, we got those over here. How'd you get those?
Instagram all the time.
It's a little weird.
That's humbling. I mean, for me personally, seeing this stuff out there and seeing brothers wearing it, it's just like, for me, I still, till this day, I mean, I've been doing this for years, and till this day, I just, I get touched, you know what I mean? It's like...
Well, you've been working it. You've been going to these things. You haven't been just sitting on your behind and just expecting us and everyone else to just do the work for you. I mean, you've really been traveling and doing it and pushing the product.
Yeah, I mean, and you hear stories and things like that from other brothers. Now we're talking about travel. I had one brother tell me that he was in Chile. He was in Santiago, Chile, walking down the street. And lo and behold, he's wearing one of my shirts. And someone comes up to him and says, hey, Alter Ego. Alter Ego, I know Alter Ego. And he's looking at him like, okay. He's like, who's this Chilean guy? He's like, yeah. Ends up, the guy was a brother.
Oh, okay.
He was a fan from Chile,
online
and they talked and they went out, had a few drinks. I even think that the brother went out to the lodge and all that. So seeing brothers make a connection through my artwork is just so humbling. I can't explain it. Yeah.
Exactly, that is.
I had a similar experience with one of your shirts, but I was actually in a Chili's.
And with that, we got to take a break, so we'll be right back.
Something very strange happened during the break.
I have the 2 martini glasses come on for these episodes at the lodge.
It's too hard to do.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Mostly because I'd have to redo the whole thing from scratch.
Really?
I can't find all my original things that I put it all together.
That's a bitch. It's kind of like the moon landing. We don't know how to go back.
Yeah.
Who's here?
I just saw someone walk past.
Did you see that too?
I kid you not. Someone
Yeah, because I thought I saw something too.
Yeah. And you heard something because you're like, who's here?
And I have heard. I actually came in here to do the haunting thing.
Dude.
No,
Didn't you see? It was a black thing. Just go by.
I know it's not Bobby.
And I thought, I'm like, okay, maybe it was just Yoshi, but you saw it too.
Yeah.
So
I heard it.
I saw someone walk.
nobody came in. We would have heard that.
Oh, I came here for a ghost hunting thing one time.
I shit you not, something went just like
I heard it walk past. Dude, guys, bro. It is. Some shit's happened here. Yeah, I heard it. Okay.
So, one night I was leaving.
We should talk about this.
Next
Dude,
podcast,
real
and
shit,
that
yeah.
light just randomly turned itself on.
Yeah.
Going by the secretary's desk.
That freaked me out. Okay, yeah, let's talk about
I'm
this.
glad you saw that, because
No, but what was even trickier?
Like I said, because I saw it and I figured, oh, it was just Yoshi's coat, so I'm not gonna make a
Dude,
big
I
deal
wish that
about
was-
it.
I wish
But
we were
when you
recording.
said something, that's
Dude,
why I'm like,
that's
okay, it wasn't Yoshi's coat then. So
I just heard someone walk by. It was so trippy. Like, who's here?
he's like, who's here?
I thought Chuck or something was walking in.
Dude, I seen all you guys with head turn, I like leaned forward to look, and then I didn't see anything. I'm like,
The only people that would ever
What
write
the
the lodge are in Florida right now. So Chuck and Bobby, they're all in Florida.
Cliff, maybe.
Maybe Cliff, yeah.
No, that
But he would have said something.
And we're back. We left you talking about traveling and doing different things Masonically with traveling, but we had a little bit of an episode here. So we're going to mention it because it's on our minds and Marty's a little freaked out. Because we just saw something out of the corner of our eyes that seemed like a black shadow or something, which is really weird. And I know conspiracy theorists are probably going to go nuts with this being a Masonic Lodge and everything, but it was
you each
it was
saw
quite
something walk pretty much out of the preparation
it's a
room.
lit hallway. Yeah, walk out of the prep room.
I didn't see anything. I just felt like somebody was here, and I turned around.
I heard someone walking. I figured it was one of the many people that just randomly pop up at this building. Showed up. I said, "Oh, who's here?" Then the two of them were like all saucer-eyed about it. I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, but me and Wes saw it. Whatever it was a shadow that just walked past.
Yeah, and I'm like I said, I'm playing with the corner of my eye trying to see if I can reproduce it.
All I'm gonna say
Paranormal
though
activity.
is to all the ghosts that are in Villa Park Masonic Lodge, if you're behind on your dues,
You owe us.
ghosts pay dues too.
Yep.
Ghost dues.
Ghost
dude. All right, let's get back to this. Like, dude, I can already see it now. People being like, "What the hell is this all about?" You know. So what's
Wait, actually, hold on. Wes was part of a ghost hunting group that did this building.
I did not. No, okay. all right. Wait, no. We were thinking about starting up something here. We had a meeting here in the office, and the story is that this place was haunted, supposedly, or really
Yeah.
is. I don't know the exact story unless you guys do.
You know what? I bet, dude. Some of the old timers, they've told us like little stuff, dude.
They've
No
told
one's
us,
really.
but then you start fact checking them, and it's
Yeah.
all over the place.
Yeah.
Like supposedly they used to host the WGN barn dance here. I really don't know how to.
No,
prove
that was no. Dude, that was that. That was
How does that have to do
no.
with
That
ghosts?
place that was that place that burned down over in
Oh, by Resurrection Mary.
Yeah, no, not Resurrection.
Yeah, Willowbrook
Resurrection
Oh, yeah, it is
Cemetery.
actually. Yeah, you're right.
There's a Resurrection
No, that's where
Cemetery.
that's no
No,
Willowbrook
but that's
Ballroom.
where Resurrection. That's where she danced, and then
Yeah,
she
that's what
takes
she-
the ride
she-
back to the cemetery.
Yeah.
This is like a super duper ghost episode
Yeah.
now.
Like all of a sudden it became a woo episode. That's
I guess
great.
we never really did a Halloween episode.
Yeah.
No, we didn't.
This is probably out for St. Patrick's Day at the weird intervals.
Yeah, I know. How weird intervals. Yeah, that's probably what it
Merry
ended up
Christmas.
being.
This is our ghost episode.
So wait, why did you ever do the ghost? Was it like a were you like?
Oh, you're back to me now? Oh,
Yeah, was it Scooby Doo or what was it?
No, what it was, it's at the time, ghost hunting was like, I guess, very popular at the time with all the A&E shows and stuff like that. So I'm like, yeah, I'm interested and I want to crap my pants or something, So we started here and we film in the dark and stuff. We didn't get anything, but nothing came to it because the idea is that we were going to research Masonic lodges, especially the older ones, and see the history behind that because there's been other ghost hunting shows that show that, Masonic lodges are haunted and all this fun stuff. And so like, oh, well, let's see if we can do it. We're Masons, but it never came to fruition.
You know what I hate about all those ghost hunting TV shows?
We couldn't find a Great Dane that would hang out with us.
That would be
Dude,
cool.
out of all those shows, I've seen a lot of weird stuff. I know a lot of people that have. Could one of those shows get something?
Yeah, get something on there.
The original Ghost Hunters got that weird shadow in the prison. It's like a second
Yeah,
level.
that was.
And it like comes out of the mist and goes back.
There was
or
a
whatever.
couple
That's
of them
about
that got some
the most I've
stuff.
seen.
Ghost Adventures, they got one good thing I thought was really neat when they had the brick just fly up at them. They really seemed scared. And then, in the show, they took it to all these analysis and stuff. and they're like, doesn't look like rope or anything to me. It looked, something was actually thrown at them and this and that. So,
There's
I don't know.
a lot of interesting energy in the world, and realistically, a Masonic Lodge, a lot of emotions in this room, a lot of nervous candidates, a lot of proud brothers.
Like we just said, the prep room, dude.
Yeah.
What more room than that? It's
I know.
like, oh,
I mean,
my
think
God.
about this.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Yeah, wait. Which direction was
I don't know. This
that way?
Yeah.
That's to go to the prep room.
Yeah, down that
But you know what, though?
hallway.
You got to understand, though, there's so much residual energy in anywhere you go.
Well, I don't know if he was going that way. Is he going to take a piss or something?
Went that way? No, you guys said he went that way.
Yeah, but if he went that way,
yeah, maybe he was taking a piss, dude. Maybe the ghost had a piss.
Go sleep.
leak some of that, ectoplasm. Too many ecto coolers. Oh, I missed that. Remember they brought that up? Like,
So, but you guys brought up, spiritual energy and stuff like that. And going back a little bit with the travels, you recently just went to the American Stonehenge. Can you tell us a little bit about that, and then
man, I wanna
what
hear
you
this.
felt,
Yeah.
what you felt like on that?
Yeah, is there energy there?
The altar, whatever you want.
And start from a real layman's perspective, because I know very little about American Stonehenge.
Here's the crazy thing. So there's this site in New Hampshire. It's what's known as the American Stonehenge. There's just old megalithic site that was it's privately owned, so it's on private property. And there was an actual brother that was part of the archaeological team that was digging in there. And it's funny because you can see his master's mark at the site.
That's
he
cool.
placed his master's mark there.
that's cool.
Yeah. So the site itself, it's a couple thousand years old, and it aligns. It's got all the solar alignments to it, so you can see the solstices when they rise and whatnot.
You're right.
No, the hair on my neck is starting to stand up.
Dave, did you get that on camera, man?
No, I'm not bullshit. You cut that out because that's weird. Because I'm like, okay, I'm looking over there. I'm like, something looks no, and all of a sudden, just from here, very lightly, because you know how you feel like you're getting a chill and there's nothing. But it just came.
You got grazed.
Like something was doing
Wait, hold on.
this.
Think about this.
Like, take your finger like here, and then the rest of your hand.
Wait,
that's how
hold on. I have a theory here. We rarely have any electronic anything in this room. Because it's
true.
Right.
And no, think about white noise.
Man, that really freaked me out. I'm not.
No, but hold on. We have all this stuff in.
I know.
No, to everyone at home.
No, this is good, dude.
Yeah,
We're-
we
Keep in mind, we haven't been drinking.
yeah, we have
exactly.
not had a single problem. We have not had a single drink.
sober for this crap.
But we have our whole production set in here, which to all those at home, we actually do have a very Hollywood-esque set with lights and about 6 cameras right now. But all this energy in the room, it's something that everything could cling to, and maybe that's why I know we're kind of going down a rabbit hole here.
Like I
Right
said,
on
I
meeting
keep
time,
looking over
though,
it.
which is kind of weird.
I keep looking over
Maybe we
there
need
just
to
because
close
you're
the door.
expecting.
Yeah.
You're expecting something again. I doubt it'll, lightning striking in the same
He's gonna
spot.
open up that little the Tyler's door.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay, so American Stonehenge.
Yeah. That's
So it's back to the subject. American Stonehenge. It's all aligned, and there's a sacrificial altar.
Really?
At the center of this location. You can tell it was it was inhabited back in the day.
Like Santeria, like chickens and stuff? Or?
No, it's like a
babies?
table. It's a table.
Humans.
Maybe it's a table about 6 feet by 4 feet.
Due east and west?
It's
Really,
got-
it looks a little bigger than that.
Yeah, it's got grooves along the sides where you can see that blood traveled down and was collected at some point.
If we can find a picture, we'll try and get there.
Here's the crazy thing about it though. I was there, and a couple days after I went live on Facebook, and I was talking about the correlation between ancient sites and masonry and whatnot, and everyone knows I'm a Mason. And a couple days later, someone actually defaced that altar.
whoa.
They went in there with a grind saw and defaced it. Supposedly made some anti-Masonic graffiti on there. I haven't gone back. I haven't seen it. But from the pictures that I could tell, they ruined the table. They took a sledgehammer to it and knocked it down. And
They did that. There's a Fabian Society outside of Batavia and they have a huge. It looks like an altar style table, very Egyptian. It's got the doorways on it. It has a very winged throne, Babylonian style chair. And somebody did the same thing. They thought it was Illuminati, whatever, sacrifice at night. Well, there's like chairs. Dude smashed one of the arms or one of the legs off there, and then cracked the table right down one of the sides, broke one of the corners off of it.
Well, I mean, people get this notion in their head that if it's something that they can't recognize or don't understand, it must be evil. There must
People
be something
fear
wrong.
what they don't know.
But the
Right.
thing is that who knows how long that has been there, even though they date it to whatever. But who knows? But that doesn't mean that the people that made that didn't die off, and then somebody else traveling came through. Oh, what's that?
Yeah.
I'll use it.
Yeah.
Who knows what it was used for everything.
Well, even if you look at Egypt and they're like, well, we think they changed these faces.
exactly.
No one really knows. And it's so, crazy to think about. But when you go with people who have the inherent fear of the unknown, which is one thing I love about Masonry, is we're taught to defeat that. We're taught to hear everything and just, have, blind faith is the wrong word. But, you're not afraid of that. Just keep in mind, the first guy that invented fire, the first caveman that invented fire, they killed him. They killed him on the spot. But then the rest of them survived the night due to the warmth. Always remember that type of stuff and these breakthroughs that happen.
Well, what you said reminded me of this experiment. I don't know who did it, but
Dr. Mengele?
Let's hope not.
Yeah, let's hope not. Let's hope not.
they, I think it was chimpanzees. They put one chimpanzee in a cage or something like that with a ladder leading up to the banana. So they had chimpanzee monkey go up to the banana. Every time the monkey did it, they would beat the monkey. So then they started adding another monkey in. So the monkey would see the banana go up there, so the other one would try to warn him, start beating him. So the second one got the idea, that's bad. That's bad. So they introduced a third, a fourth, and a fifth. So they just started all beating the crap out of each other for the next one that goes up to the banana, because the banana was bad.
Wow. That's jacked up.
That's a, I guess not a gang mentality, but a
Group think or
yeah,
something.
a group mentality.
Well-
What happened to one person, so it's gonna happen to everyone
Yeah.
else. Now, they didn't let that monkey go up and get beat by the scientists. The other monkey that it originally happened to did it.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
it's I mean,
That touches on a lot of things, dude. When you think about it, the individual's not stupid. The group is stupid.
Dude, I've been saying that forever, dude.
Yeah.
The whole, dude, like, again, like how we're here, we're sitting here, we're talking, we're men of different faiths, different beliefs, different political beliefs, let alone religious beliefs. But we're sitting here and we can have a conversation. You go out there in the world and the masses are together, freaking one person says something that somebody doesn't like and they freak out, and then everybody freaks out. And it's terrible. Everyone, you need to think for yourselves. That's what you need to do.
The same people that like Star Trek, that love Star Trek, and will quote everything Star Trek, probably the same people that are like, no, don't believe NASA. That's all evil when we're doing that. But you love what they're trying to accomplish, going out and discovering things. So you like it in one aspect, but in another aspect, you really don't like it.
Do you find a lot of Star Trek fans who hate NASA in your trade?
I use it out there. Okay, maybe it was a bad analogy.
It was, but I get what you're saying.
No, I 100% get
it's
like so vague.
I'm picking up what you're dropping down.
If we go out to space only in a Star Trek sense, it's good. But if we do it in another sense that isn't, then
like
it's
nuking
bad.
the moon.
So there's only one way to go to space, and it's like our way. Otherwise, everything else is bad and evil and stuff. That's what.
You know what's actually interesting? The whole space race right now, we're going to be on Mars soon.
Well, my AK-15 on Mars, man.
Well, no, that's when they find out the truth. That was the first planet we trashed, and then we came here.
Yeah.
But that's gonna be a whole other story.
Oh, God.
We left Picard on Mars.
It'll be the Freemasons' fault again.
Yeah.
Dude, total recall.
But actually,
Could you ask the Mars?
not to go back to another subject, but like sites that get attacked, the Georgia Guidestones.
Yeah.
They had to put a barbed wire fence around that.
Yeah, have you ever been there?
I have not, no.
Really?
That's
I would have guessed that you would have been there. Just because it's all fenced up.
Not yet. Yeah.
All right. I don't know about that. What is that exactly?
I believe
It's like 11 different
It was
languages.
donated by
his name's R.A. Christensen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, it's just Rosicrucian.
Christian
Yeah.
Rosicrucians, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty much
It's like RC Christian. or
It
something
follows
like
a
that.
lot. I forget everything that's on it, but we'll put a link up to it in the description. But it's pretty much a way to build a utopia. Do you remember my Masonic presentation on finding Atlantis?
Okay.
Kind of think about that. But
Okay.
the only thing that makes it kind of scary is they have a lot of eugenically themed things in there about population control.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 500 million people or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, we're kind of obsessed with population control. Anyone
Yeah.
time anyone gets some weird power like population control.
Yeah. They're spraying it in the air.
The chemtrails, they're turning the frogs.
They're turning the frogs gay.
The gay frogs.
Shout out to Alex Jones. Keep on believing.
3 times 60 degrees.
I love when I stumble across Infowars and it's just like bashing Freemasons.
Well, dude, that's bad. Yeah. It's not going good over there.
Oh, Infowars right now?
Yeah. Well,
No.
in general, dude. Yeah.
No,
that's,
it's not, but
You guys watch that?
I do.
I mean, every once in a while, yeah, why not, dude?
Yeah,
When I
it's
find out that when they're slandering Freemasons, I love watching it.
Okay, you know what? And I,
That's really good for our brand, Brock.
Well,
actually,
when
hold on.
I
If
see it, I'm
Alex
like,
Jones
geez.
is screaming about it, yeah, it usually only helps your cause.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
that's
the Freemasons!
Yeah.
As I go against the Freemasons.
Yeah, but you, Alex.
No, I don't Alex Jones anything.
No, you don't know. You don't watch. You don't watch.
I know who he is. I've seen snippets and clips.
Yeah.
I haven't like, oh my gosh, Infowars is on. How do you get the popcorn? Call the kids in. The lights aren't on, but get them in. Alex Jones is on.
Oh, that's
Grab your
funny.
fluoride filter.
All right. I made Marty snort.
Oh man, because you want to know what? I hadn't even gone to Jag and Infowars because I think some of his stuff is kind of cool, but. I knew he was half full of it when I was like listening to him one day and it was like super like apocalyptic. He's like,
Yeah.
Barack Obama is gonna bring on the Muslim genocide and we're all gonna die and this and that and blah blah blah. And then like he's like, oh, we're gonna go to commercial. And then he goes to his own crappy weird stuff. He sells like a goddamn snake
Water
oil
filters.
guy. Yeah. But what he was selling was his
He's got muscle building supplements.
He does. It was emergency seeds. It was emergency seeds. And then he's like, we have heirloom tomatoes, cucumbers, and our special Pico de Gallo blend. And I'm like, dude, you can't really believe there's an apocalypse coming. Because who's growing Pico de Gallo? Like, I love Pico de Gallo. When pictures, there's like cannibalistic humanoids roaming the planet.
Yeah.
Like,
Every time someone showed a snippet of him, it was always, martial law's coming. I know that I got it right here. Tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Martial law.
actually,
All the
his best
time.
podcast-
Martial law.
the best he does is when he's with Joe Rogan. And it's Joe Rogan and Alex Jones together.
Dude, it's hilarious.
Because they play off each other so hard.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's really good.
We should
And
do
the,
a podcast where we just describe other podcasts we watch. That's pretty much what we're doing right now.
Like we went from talking about
Sacred
Carl's
places
travels
around the
to, like,
world
fucking,
to
like,
ghost shows. Yeah.
Carl is twiddling his thumbs like, what the hell am I doing?
Carl's like, I'm not going out
Carl,
on
I'm
this show
sorry,
anymore.
man.
I could be traveling somewhere right now.
I could be selling t-shirts.
Sorry.
It's like, look at this phone. Honey, do we got any online orders that need to be taken out? I gotta get the hell out of here.
All right, I'm done, Carl. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I ruined your Black Panther party, Carl.
Oh gosh. So
Where to go next?
you know what's funny
No,
is we're not even drinking.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
Yeah. Save some money.
Yeah.
Don't drink and we still go off the rails.
So where else did you?
Yeah. There we go.
Where else have you been? Another like cool like esoteric place that you've been.
Egypt is very esoteric. I've been there twice. Just experiencing the pyramids, going inside of the Great Pyramid. The pyramid itself is it's an initiation chamber. Doing some meditation inside of there is just it's otherworldly.
So do you buy into the fact that it could have been like a power plant, a chemical power plant?
No, I don't. There's a lot of theories out there, especially like the ancient alien theories.
Right.
looking at it, being there, it's incredible. I mean, just thinking of how it was built, just sitting there and pondering it and just, absorbing it. Time stands still there. It's the weirdest feeling. Just looking at the megalithic blocks themselves, they're just massive, and it's just it's incredible. I mean, I think everyone should visit, at least once in their lifetime. Try to check it out. It's not that expensive. You can go to Egypt for about maybe like $1,300 for like a 10-day tour.
Nice. Most international travel is actually extremely affordable.
Yeah.
Actually, Carl, for all of our fans at home, do you have any tips how to start their international travel?
Prioritize. That's number one. You got to keep your priorities straight. I mean, you can have a $50,000 truck outside, or you can take 2 trips a year. Yeah. A lot of people don't know how to do that, unfortunately. But I think it's really important to travel, to get out there and see the world. You get a different perspective for things. You're growing as an individual every day, and when you're absorbing this, this insight from another culture, from another people, you get an appreciation for your own life. In other words, you can easily say, hey, we're so used to our own culture here, which is McDonald's and Disney, and you can go to another culture and just like, let's say, for example, you're walking down the streets of India. And
we only eat preservatives here.
that's a whole other world. I mean, it's like, you're bombarded with all these sights, sounds, and it's just, you get a different affinity for life. Yeah. And, as far as traveling, pick a destination, at least once in your entire life, pick one spot that you really want to go to, save up for it. It's, and I understand people's, income and financial situations are a little bit different, and they vary, and not everyone feels like they can afford it. But it's very affordable. You can go to different travel websites. Personally, I use a tour agency called Gate 1 Travel. That's a plug for Gate 1. And if you mention my name, you get a discount. But
promo code Ascended.
they offer tours that are affordable. You can go several different countries for about $1,200, and it includes hotels, flights, some meals, and the tour itself. And they'll take you around.
In a safe fashion, and I'm not trying to sound funny, but going to other countries, you don't always know the customs or where you shouldn't walk.
Oh, and I heard, I don't know if you want to talk about it on here, but when we did the tarot night or whatever, we were talking about your crazy trip when you were in Egypt, wasn't that? And how gnarly with the protesters and everything happened, and then turned out it was cool, like everything went smooth, but... that would be that's one for the books right there. That's wild.
Yeah, for those that don't know, the first time I was in Egypt, we were there during the revolution. We touched down on Thursday. The revolution started on Friday.
Brought the revolution.
We brought the revolution.
Dude, you're going down to your hotel lobby, get a little continental breakfast on. Everyone's panicking. So what's going on here? Revolution!
Oh, is that now? Does that start right now?
Yeah, I mean, we should have known something was wrong the moment we got on the bus from the airport, and there was a guy with an AK-47 on the bus. We should have known something was wrong, but...
I thought you were going to say everyone had sticks and they were on fire.
No, I mean, it was Egypt, and, we're like, okay, whatever, this is normal. We get to our hotel room.
This is normal.
Yeah, they're like, you guys might want to stay in your rooms tonight. There's a little problem, but nothing too big, nothing for you to worry about.
A small revolution going on.
Okay. Did you go out during it?
We did, actually. We participated in a couple of protests.
When in Rome.
When in Rome.
I've got the beard,
But what are we protesting? I don't know. Here's a sign. Just write something on it.
The crazy thing about travel is a lot of people are scared. The culture that we have here is, stay home, stay safe, stay within your bubble. And we sacrifice some of those, freedoms in order to stay safe. So we have this mentality of something's going to happen to us while we travel, which is not true. I mean, I've been to almost 40 countries now, and I've never had a problem, other than a couple revolutions. And for example, Muslim countries. I've been to 6 different Muslim countries, and of course I haven't been to a war-torn country, but surprisingly they treat you very well. I mean, you're an American, and you feel uncomfortable being there, but they're very welcoming. I've never had a problem, and it's just it's.
What about showing light in other countries like that? Did you not wear the shirt or the ring or the hat or? I
always wear light every time I go travel. I've had I've had brothers from other countries come up to me and say, "Oh wow, you're not really supposed to wear that.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to show that." And I'm like, okay,
Like, you're not supposed to wear that, but if the revolution at 6 goes fine, throw it back on.
Well, no, I mean, just be social media and listen to people talk on different pages I follow and brothers from other countries talking. I mean, there a lot of countries it still is hush hush. You do not talk about it.
Talk to
like here in America. I mean, we shine the light.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, we shine the light. Other countries. I mean. There are some countries they got them the rings that flip.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That hide the square and compass.
Well,
when you're yeah, I guess. But not even that. But like you were saying Eddie. I mean Eddie was telling us about
Fast Eddie was
where he was from.
Albania.
Like they find out you're a Freemason. They don't just kill you. They kill your whole family for that.
Yeah, he was talking about
he
was telling me the story, and I wish I paid a little bit better attention because one of those things was like almost I was cornered at a party, I think, and he's like, yeah, they came in with the AK, like the machine guns, like at my father's lodge. And I was like, oh wow, that sucks, man.
Oh wow, that's
Well,
nice.
can you imagine being at a lodge, man, and all of a sudden a military fleet comes rolling in, like,
and it's
I'd be like blaming the Tyler. What the hell? He couldn't stab all these guys.
Yeah, I know, right?
shish kebab.
Yeah, Viva the Revolution, yeah. But no, and that's a scary thing, man. That you can't,
It's weird because people are afraid of what they don't know or they don't understand. I don't know why. We all do it to some degree. I would think. I mean, we're all a little worried about doing something new or taking a chance. I mean, heck, some people, sure it's happened to all of us, and go ask the girl. Dude, I don't know. Yeah. So it happens, and then it's...
I think we might have to take this episode into overtime.
Yes, we are going to be going into extra innings with this episode. Dave's telling us to round the bases to tie it up. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be back. And we're back. I'm just going to shoot this over to Marty with his flat Earth theory.
Okay, so pretty much what just happened.
He's wrong, just so you know. But
no, I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. Hear me out.
Traversing the globe.
So Dave we were just having a break conversation where I was getting into some of my flat Earth theories, and Dave threw the camera on. Thanks, Dave. All right, so here's my thing with flat Earth. Do I believe the Earth is flat? Most likely not. I have seen nothing to really make me believe the Earth is flat.
You haven't seen Superman, 1978?
Okay, that is. But the reason I like the flat Earth movement is the same reason I liked a lot of meme culture and a lot of stuff you, I guess, see on 4chan, which probably makes me a terrible person. There's a certain thing in the Earth where...
your theory is just as flat as the Earth.
No. There's a certain thing in the... I'm trying to choose my words carefully because it's important to word it right. There's a thing in the zeitgeist where certain people truly want you to believe their version of the facts. But we also kind of know science is subjective and it's never really finalized. I mean, every 5 years eggs are good, eggs are bad, the yolks are good. No, now they're bad. Eat the whites. No, eat the yolk. Don't eat the egg at all.
Coffee's good. No, coffee's not good. Red wine's good. No, red
beer
wine's
is always good still.
So. Well, dude, everything's fine in moderation. But you see those debates. And in a lot of times, too much science is getting wrapped up in personal dogma and ideals. And I see that in everyday culture where someone's going to tell you this is a fact or I've come to this, but they're almost forcing their opinion on you. And dude, every scientist has a different opinion. If you get 10 scientists in a room, they're not going to agree with each other. That's really never been a thing.
Hey, when my milk curds, I think the devil's in it.
Why not? But the reason I enjoy the flat Earth culture is there's a trolley aspect to it. I think it's just trolling. I really don't believe I don't believe anyone truly believes the world's flat.
I think there's a couple of
them. No, hold on.
I think you're wrong on that one.
No, there's a couple. Okay, Shaq. The world's...
Haven't you heard of Rocket Man?
He's
not Elton John, the other Rocket Man.
Okay, Mark. Do you guys know Mark Sargent?
No.
He's probably like the...
Did he play Sergeant Slaughter?
No, he's like the most famous flat earther, kind of. But if you really pay attention to him, He doesn't know shit about the flat Earth. He doesn't believe in a flat Earth. Mark Sargent, I'm looking at you. You're pretty prolific on YouTube, and here, I know you. You found a niche where you get to talk about something and people think you're interesting. I think it's a lot of fun too.
Oh, gosh.
And you have your little flat Earth parties. I think you met a girl. I watched your documentary.
Oh, I
I'm
watched
happy
that
for you.
documentary. I know who you're talking
getting a
about.
slice of pizza.
Say hi to
I
Mark
know.
Sargent.
Hey, man, I seen the documentary. Good looks, man.
Okay, but you were having fun with it, where a bunch of other people on that thing were honestly stupid. But the reason I like saying, hey, the Earth is flat, and it upsets people so much, I'm not saying it because I believe it, or it's a discharging comment because it's something we so believe to be true, but I believe in fact-checking everything. To do the Eddie Bravo, look into it.
Yeah,
And
Eddie
you
Bravo
really
is
should.
gnarly, yeah.
So share a flat Earth meme, watch people get upset, and then be like, okay, well, look into it. Because there is some things that have been said that have come out really into the mainstream from flat Earth. One thing that being NASA uses composite images. I'm not saying that means the Earth is flat, but no one ever, when you were in school as a kid, they're like, this is the Earth. No one ever told you that was a composite photo. There's a lot of stuff that's out there that's not presented to you how it truly should be presented.
Well, like you just said, Eddie Bravo's big argument was before he became interested in questioning and researching into flat Earth. He's like, dude, look at my iPhone. It's got the composite image on there. He's like, dude, look, it's on my phone, man. Like, what are you talking about? And then when he found that out, he's like, dude, there is no two pictures that are exactly the same of Earth.
No.
So that's kind of, you'd think that you could just, like he always says, he's like, I just want to see a non-cut video footage of an astronaut flying into space and going into the space station. That's simple. That's how you disprove it. Just film it.
But it's a weird thing.
But if you film it, they're all going to be like, no.
It was a
that's not
fisheye
real.
lens.
Okay,
It was a wide angle
So moon
lens.
landing.
Didn't we have a shot from the moon to the Earth with the Apollo mission?
Yeah.
But that's all BS because, it's a conspiracy, so that doesn't count. So the evidence that we actually have to disprove it, no one wants to believe it because it's a conspiracy.
Okay, well, see,
right?
that gets into a
You
secondary
will not
scary
know the
thing.
truth
You know what's funny?
right in front of you,
what's
if everything's a conspiracy.
Exactly. There has to be a fair balance. You can't believe everything either.
Yeah. But like
And
we
I'm
were
not-
talking about truth though, even like truth is kind of subjective in a weird way. Like what is truth? Truth to somebody else is different. Like where does somebody draws the line and where somebody crosses it is.
Brock, you and I could go to a party. We could have completely different experiences there. We can go tell. We could have been at the same party in the same time in the same universe and been at two separate parties. That's a fact. Because it's our perception and it's how we take it.
And if
then
we didn't know
tell
each
the
other when
story.
we were hanging out, and you seen one thing at the party, and I was playing beer pong, and you were playing flippy cup, and blah blah blah. That's like
But that doesn't change truth. It just changes
Perspective.
your perspective of what
but
happened.
if you're telling a third party,
That's personal truth, though.
yeah, then the truth's changing because you're
It's
hearing
a
two
personal
separate-
perception of what happened. It's not
it's-
truth. The truth is that this
Well,
is
the truth is all true.
an
all
electronic
that
device.
happened.
We
He
can all
happened,
agree with
that
that.
happened, I happened, the party happened. It's all true.
It's kind
But
of like
the story is, yeah.
where you've got your side of the truth, and then there's the truth.
Yeah.
There's
Only
There's
the
three si-
Illuminati seen the whole party, dude.
there's three sides
You know,
to
that's
every
what,
story.
that's what I wanted to get to with the whole, it's funny that we're talking about the whole space thing and flat Earth and all that stuff. I mean, if we jump back to the whole space thing, I mean, like if you really read some of the conspiracy theorist stuff, like we are the ones that are so behind, the fake moon landing, the
Everything.
Earth is not
down
really
to
round.
the,
it's
down to
because
the
of us,
founders and everything. Yeah, yeah. There's a
So
lot of
wait. If,
masonry.
so if the Earth is flat, I want to know: do you, Marty, believe in global warming? And I'm not getting into a whole political thing. Just yes or no.
Okay, first of all, I don't believe the Earth is flat.
Okay. Well.
I enjoy flat Earth.
Okay, well, here's my thing.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. If the
I'm an idiot.
Earth is flat and the glaciers are melting, and those glaciers all around the Earth hold the water in, what the hell happens when they melt? Where's the water going to go?
Do you really want me to? Do you really want me to answer
I
my
don't-
opinion on global?
Or wait, we're just going to see water in the air. Oh, that's how we get rain, right? The water from the oceans just
Okay.
fall off the
All
earth.
right, hold on. Let me talk about
Back
global
around.
warming because now I want to go.
Little
off.
Taurus
Yeah,
field.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I just
Okay.
came up with a great theory myself. I think I'm going to be a flat earther now.
You might as well be. I think the individual man feels he's more important than he is and puts more significance on his time here than anybody else. Sometimes I think we put too much on what we're doing that we have this great effect. The planet, the cosmos, it's bigger than all of us. We're here for a very brief moment in time. Do I think that we can do things that affects the earth poorly? Oh yeah, of course we can. And we've actually done a lot of society, I think, to get better, and we're all more about recycling and better technologies now. However, this planet has a plan that goes farther than any of us could ever imagine, and it's living out a lifetime, and it's on a course that we really can't comprehend. And that's really something between the stars, the grand architect of the universe, and time itself.
We are but a blip.
Yeah.
Okay, we really are. I mean, we're not helping things, with the the pollution that we cause, whatever, but we are a blip. We are, compared to the earth as a whole, we're not that. In my opinion, we can do things better, but the earth has its own course it's going through, and we're just here for the ride. And one day, probably, we won't be here. The earth will still be here, but we'll probably be long gone.
It's happened a few times already.
Think.
How many? Don't know how many reset buttons there's.
The Earth is done. I mean, come on, like how many times?
Well, every culture you hear, there's we had a flood. There's once by fire, once by this. So it's like, well, I guess we're just waiting around.
Enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride.
The 4 horsemen.
I don't know, Wes. Did you like that answer? Did you hate that answer?
I think we as human beings just put a little bit too much emphasis on ourselves, that there has to be this huge, bigger picture. There has to be, like conspiracies, there has to be something behind us. There has to be a bigger picture. There has to be a God, or there has to be God in the way I believe it is, because it has to, because these answers need to be answered because I need them. Well, maybe it's just as simple as the world is turning, and maybe we are just lucky. And I'm not saying that's exactly what I believe, but I do think we put too much emphasis on ourselves with thinking that things are just so grandiose that instead of it just being as we're here to just have an experience as simple as that. And it doesn't have to be an answer out there floating in space or underneath the sea. It's like, being a Star Wars fan, okay, at first there was 3 movies, and now there's all this other stuff, right? But it wasn't the same creator, it was somebody else. So other people just added to this idea and made it something bigger that originally it really wasn't. And I think we just have that perception of ourselves way too much.
But we're simple people. Sometimes people look at, these smartphones and what we have and think we're really intelligent. We're not. We've lost so much
That's why we carry the cell phones, because we're not that intelligent.
But we've lost so much technology over time, like really good stuff. And we're primitive. And the way we're primitive is we're willing to almost worship and canonize anything we find mildly interesting. I mean, look at culture. That's really what it is. We're an eternal search of some type of higher power, but we kind of find it in whatever's convenient at the moment. Almost like we're drawn to it, that we have to have some like weird altar at all times we're looking up to and praying to some type of flying spaghetti monster.
I think it has to do with the fact that most humans in society, they feel like they're powerless in a sense. So they give up their power, in other words, to a higher belief.
Especially
something
in a society,
something out of their control.
Today, where everything's hectic, That's kind of why I feel like the superhero culture is really big, because it's such a dark time and everybody's looking for that.
Right.
Oh yeah, man, that's what's,
Hey, we need a hero.
Yeah, well, that kind of vibe. Yeah, it's weird.
But that's how all these things start. I mean, even if you look at religion, and I'm not bashing anyone's religion, but even if you look at religion, it all starts by one person saying, "Hey, this is the way we got to do things, and if you don't do it, this is going to happen." And it's almost fear-based, where we make these conclusions of, we've got to have a moral standard.
Now we're back to the monkey again.
Well, that goes back to the flat Earth thing. I mean, before Columbus, and I know there's a whole bunch of bad stuff going on about Columbus right now, but the thing is that before that, they all thought the world was flat.
Like all of a sudden that became a thing. Like,
Don't you guys want that day off of work?
Okay, but what I'm saying is that before that, everyone thought, oh, the Earth is flat as a pancake, and if you go so far, you're gonna fall off the end of the Earth. And this guy goes and shows,
I think
when those ships disappear, that's not the end of the Earth.
I think that just goes to show the ignorance of the world we live in. Because if you look at those times, those dark ages, these people believed that the earth was flat and you would fall off. But if you go back even further to, say, the Sumerian times, they've got actual depictions of the solar system.
Yeah, dude. Like
Of a round
before Christopher Columbus, the whole, proved the world was round and everything, they, like, our ancestors knew that it was spherical. Like, I talked about this before when that library
flows in knowledge.
Yeah. When the great library of Alexandria, burned, and we lost all that knowledge, all that technology that went with it. They call it the Dark Ages for a reason, because everyone was dumb.
Yep.
There was all that knowledge. It took time to get to that period, but that's when it kind of like settled, when it became the Dark Age. It's like after that great tragedy, after Rome was sacked, and then just the generations after that, they just kept on losing that knowledge, and then that's when things got really goofy. And I mean,
even like you're saying, when they are attacked and things like that, the city sacked, it's like you don't have that sense of community and like family and brotherhood amongst friends and stuff. The political spectrum, the healthcare, all that kind of stuff gets all screwed up and pulled apart, so it's easy for that stuff to be lost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially when everything's written on parchment, and usually the old parchment is done away with and not saved for in case, we make a mistake on a new one, or
or the guy who transcribed. It's like, I'm just going to put my own little spin on this, right?
It was probably I know it was a common practice with the ancient Hebrews when a scroll would get so worn out, they would copy it to a new one, and the old one was discarded. I don't know if it was burned or something, but it wasn't saved for like record keeping. Let's look back in our history or anything like that with the scriptures. So that might have been a practice for papaya, different type of writing.
I think that's why stone is so important.
Yeah.
The history written in stone.
Yeah.
For example, all these megalithic sites, all these pyramids, all these different structures that we see. You can see some of this knowledge in it.
Yeah. I even like Washington D.C., man. When like we were talking about earlier, man. That's one city when you look around and everything's in stone, like the monuments, the buildings.
That's a saying too.
Yeah,
it's written in stone.
Right. We
that's
want to preserve it. Yeah, we want to be like the ancient culture,
Yeah.
so that when we're not here, they can look back and see our.
You know what? That's funny. That's funny. It was me and Marty. We've had a discussion about this. About hieroglyphics, right? It's pictures, and that's how you communicate. That's how you read symbols. Think of the culture right now.
Well,
think of these kids. Emojis, and just abbreviations of everything.
Yep.
It's like we're reverting back to like.
Well, it just shows that you could have that and still have an advanced culture.
Oh yeah, you can. You definitely can. I mean, look at Egypt.
Yeah,
I don't know how anybody can say Egypt is an advance.
Yeah, I don't know how people can say that. Honestly, I don't know how anyone can say that about any culture. To be perfectly honest with you, I mean, okay, look at us with our technology, our phones, our cameras, all this stuff. Think of how stressed we are. Think of how stressed out we are. Think of the family unit. Before it was his dad out there working. Now it's mom and dad out there working, and you're lucky if you got grandma and grandpa watching the kids, or aunt and uncle or whatever, or if you got money, you ship them off to some school. Now think of the primitive, or the not so technically advanced cultures. They're out in the jungles or out wherever. They still have that family unit. They still have that tribal unit, and they have that unity. You know, you ever hear the saying, you know, it takes a tribe to raise a child? You know, that's true. That's true. Not only in like tribal, like like out in the
There's
jungles,
still,
whatever,
when I was in
but there are
Florida,
still,
I seen that, dude. There's still
there are still
Indian
communities,
reservations in the Everglades where they are just happy as can be, man, and they are just living in a
life.
like they have all these. I don't know, not necessarily a hut, but it's like an organic house that they, their cultural dwellings or whatever. But they have a huge group community thing right in the middle of all of them, where the fire and everything. And as I'm driving through, we seen them, and the family and all the kids, they're hanging out there. And like, there's a few people that they run the fan boats and they have like gator shows and stuff, random stuff, off the road attractions. But that's what's supplying the entire tribe. Yeah. And dude, they're all just hanging out, dude. And when I went there, I was like, I had no idea that even existed. And I'm like cruising through the Everglades, and I see this sign that I'm coming on an Indian reservation. I'm like, whoa, cool, And then I get there and I start seeing it. I'm like, whoa, this is the only culture that exists down here in this land like this. These people are living off the land. Like, you could buy gator jerky, all that kind of stuff, just touristy stuff off the road. But dude, they were killing it.
Gators bomb.
Yeah. No, gators bomb. But no, and it's not only just like tribal, like living out in the woods or the jungle and everything. I mean, in Europe, it's the same way. In small towns, small little countries in Europe, in Africa, in rural America too. It's still there. It is still there, but it's not. When you get to the big cities and everything, and you kind of get
cities are
everyone's in their own bubble.
It's true. Everybody's in their own bubble. Everyone's in that rush, and it's so. I don't want to say funny. It's. When you're in the hustle bustle of your day, and you have that time to just sit back and just watch and enjoy the time and that you're right now you're sitting in doing whatever you're doing, and to watch everybody around you just being hectic, it's I have it in my head what I want to say it. It's just not coming out the way I wanted to say it. I'm just sorry, guys.
You haven't had enough to drink.
Yeah, I know, right? I haven't had enough to drink. But
you're experiencing the world from another perspective.
Yeah,
a perspective of stillness.
Yeah,
which is something our culture really horribly lacks.
Some people got it. Some people do.
Well,
some people are able to do it.
Meditation is a good start, and
most of us don't. We can barely budget.
I can't.
Carl was talking about how are you going to travel? Or are you going to buy that new truck, dude? We're all chase. And this isn't an anti-capitalistic statement because I really don't issue with capitalism. We don't know how to budget our money. We don't know how to buy groceries. We don't know how to hunt. We don't know how to cook. We're not reading as much as we should. Yeah. We've advanced our lives to a level of complication where we're just flogging ourselves over the head 24/7.
Yeah. So it's a matter of choice. We don't want to. In other words, we don't want to. We don't want to struggle. We want to be comfortable. If you notice, that's what our society has become.
Yeah. Dude, that's why I got rid of my social media, man, because I just having it, I noticed that I would just be everywhere I'd be looking at it constantly. And then I started thinking like, oh man, dude, I probably shouldn't be on my phone so much. And then I get in the car, and then I'm be in the car with a couple of friends, and I'm not talking or whatever. I'm on my phone. I'm looking at this. Then I'm worried about like posting photos, taking selfies. I'm like, dude, now I'm like 7 years off social media. I couldn't even imagine taking a selfie. My wife took a picture of me today. I'm like, that's probably the first photo anybody's taken of me besides Wes. When we go to some Masonic event, we'll take a picture of me doing something. But
and besides
it's like
internet TV show.
We're on YouTube with,
but no, I get what you're saying.
I get what you're saying because
Facebook,
there's been a couple of times, man, I had to stop. Like I'll be out with my wife and my daughter,
You catch yourself.
and we catch, like we'll be all sitting there,
family sitting there,
and we're like, and I remember the one time we were sitting at breakfast, and I just like,
what are we doing?
And yeah, exactly. It's like, what the hell are we doing? I'm like, hey, come here, stop, and we talked, and that is something that put this down every once in a while. Watch us. But put this down every once in a while.
When you're done watching us.
It's just back away from the technology every once in a while. Go out. That's why, you're bringing up social media and everything. I'll try and wrap this up real quick. I'm sorry, guys. I know, right? I post a lot on Instagram and my Facebook of me and my family going out. I try to take my daughter to all these places that I've gone to when I was a child. I try to take my daughter and my family out to, wherever, let's go do something. And that's the purpose, is let's go do something. Not just sit at home, play video games, even though I am a gamer. I love video games. But instead of just sitting there watching TV, playing on our phones, playing on our tablets, let's go do something. And it's funny is I get a lot of brothers and a lot of friends, and they'll be like, "Hey man, do you work? Do you even work? I mean, you're always out somewhere." It's like, yeah, because I'm out there doing something.
I know the feeling, brother.
I'm out there doing something. I'm out there living.
Yeah.
You know what? You guys should try it too.
Yeah.
Go out there and do something.
If you haven't lived, take Yoshi's advice.
I'm just saying.
Go out there and live.
Okay, maybe if that sounded jerky, I'm sorry.
No,
please forgive me.
Man.
But go out there.
Like alligator jerky.
Go. Oh God, I want alligator jerky now.
Dude,
Gator's good, dude.
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's a little chewy, but it's.
Stop! No, you gotta get it made right.
Carl, you got something on your mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's all based on experience. I mean, we're here to have an experience. We're here on this planet, on this earth, on this reality, to have an experience. And if you don't experience something, how can you actually claim that you know it or that you understand it?
Yeah.
And that's why I think Masonry is so important, and traveling in Masonry is so important, because you get to experience other things. You get to experience the way other brothers communicate, the way other brothers act, the way other brothers do things. And it's such a rewarding experience to see these things and appreciate them. When you travel the world, like I said, you get to see how people live, how the other people live. You get to see how if you go on an Indian reservation, you get to see how different cultures relate to each other. All this knowledge that's still there, and even with a communal living, I've been to a couple kibbutzes in Israel, and it's just it's pretty crazy the way these people live. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just like, wow, like I didn't know people actually can live in a utopia like this where everything's shared, and it's a wonderful thing. And we kind of forget that, like it was spoken of before, we're all in our own bubbles. We're all in our own little worlds and our devices. And we forget that the world exists. In other words, we're kind of just, and if you notice, you're on your device for hours sometimes.
Yeah.
And time just flies away. Yep. You're just like, wow, I'll never get that back.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
one of Marty's things, man.
Yeah,
you're taking my time, man.
It's 6 a.m. and all of a sudden you're like,
yeah,
it's like midnight. What's going on?
Yeah.
It happens.
This has been a real episode, boy. This has been some real talk going on.
Yeah, and it's been such real talk that we've got to stop. So,
do we have any shout out without a shot?
No, we're gonna let that forego for today since
we're not.
Hey, Shaq. When are you going to be on the show, Shaq?
Yeah, Shaq, we need you.
We're waiting for the call.
Shaq, we love you, and you're very tall, and we like Papa John's pizza, and we get our car insurance from the General, and I bought your shoes at Walmart as a child, and we really need you on the show, Shaq.
I was a fan of yours when you were on The Magic, okay? I just want you to know that, and you need to come on our show. So let's make this happen.
I love you, Shaq.
Love you, Shaq.
See you soon, Shaq. See you soon, Shaq.
Later, guys.
All right, Shaq. Epstein didn't kill himself. I had to throw that in there.
All right. Well, and that is our show, everyone. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with more.